Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Easily Knitfluenced and my name is Michelle. I am racing towards the finish line today. It is December 31st. I want to get this video up today, so I am filming and hopefully editing and posting this today so that if you are bored tonight or you are bored tomorrow morning on the new year, you can watch this. Okay, this is my final roundup of the year. I want to talk about all the patterns that I loved in the month of December. So for those of you who haven't tuned into one of these videos before, I just track things over the course of a month, really on my Instagram and certain other social media accounts, just whatever crosses my feed that appeals to me. So some of these are new patterns, some of them are not. It's really whatever the algorithm feeds me. And they tend to be sort of smaller designers. There's some big names in there as well, but I do try to look at patterns that maybe I am not as familiar with. So hopefully that's useful for you too. So without any further ado, let's get into it. And I'm going to kick this off strong because this baby just arrived. We do a family Secret Santa every year, and this was on my list, and my Secret Santa very, very kindly managed to snag a copy for me. So this is The Art of the Sea by Lina Magazine, or Lina Publishing, I should say. And it has a whole bunch of Moomin-inspired patterns in it. Now, the reason I initially picked this up, find the full name for you guys here, it's the Flower Loop by Other Loops. So I initially bought it for that, but there are also a lot of other beautiful patterns in here. So the one I want to showcase today is the Inner Moomin, which, look at that. And I'll put up some more pictures just from the Ravelry page for this pattern. But this is by Alma Bali. It's beautiful. It's a worsted weight pattern, worked flat with intarsia, which I've never done before, and then it's seamed. And then the hem and the neck and the sleeves, I believe, are done in the round. So to me, this looks like that brand Free People, you know, with all their cool textures and stuff. And the color scheme of this as well, I think, is very Free People. Very wearable, but I think very interesting. I feel like it would be fun to knit. So kind of looks like a cool challenge. I want to see what yarn combinations I think that would work well for me with this. I love the neutral look, but I think equally you could say, I want a blue version of this and then just mix various different blues, or, you know, just do all different colors if you want to have a really fun, crazy project to do. So beautiful pattern. This book is absolutely full of gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I'm not even a Moomin crazy diehard fan. I think they're cute, but I just loved a lot of the patterns in here. In the new year, I will do a full review discussion of this, so I can talk you guys through what else is in here. But love this. I think it's really. I'm really happy to have this book. I'm glad it's one of my favorite Christmas presents, dare I say. Okay, so that was that one. Moving on to a pattern by the Knit Pearl Girl. This, I believe, and I hope I'm saying this right, I think this is the Guinevere sweater. I think, is this a Welsh spelling? I'm not sure, but Guinevere, I think, is how it's pronounced. More texture, lots of texture. We love texture. So this comes in a vest and a sweater version. Looks like it's another worsted weight pattern that is knit flat, and then there's certain parts you do in the round, so that's handy. And there's just beautiful details on this, not just the various different types of cables, which I love. I think that makes for a very engaging knit. But if you zoom in on the pictures, there's a braid under the collar here. The cuffs as well are just beautifully kind of cinched in. It's lovely. And then the shoulder seam, oh my gosh, the shoulder seam, the way that the kind of the cables come out of the shoulder seam, I think is just lovely. It's perfectly lined up, which again, I love. I love a little bit of symmetry on my shoulder seam. Beautiful. And I love that it comes in a vest version too. If you're just thinking, you know, I don't have enough yarn for the full version, go with the vest. And again, like I said, it's a worsted weight pattern, so I do have a bunch of worsted weight yarn now that I could use for this. So I'm thinking about my stash because I am on a no-buy. I'm thinking about the stash and weighing up what I can make with what I have and what I want to prioritize in terms of yarns and patterns and what combos, which is a much more difficult exercise than you would think. Okay, this is different. So this is the Serene cardigan by Lini Hoimela. I am on the record as saying I don't love an all-over cable pattern. You know, like the classic all-over cable where it's the same cable just in columns and then kind of the reverse, I guess the pearl stitches in between. I don't really like that style of cables, but this is singing to me in a way that I guess because it's like a twist on the classic, like it's all over cables, yes, but it doesn't have those what I find kind of tricky to get right, like those columns in between where I'm always struggling with the tension. I feel like it never looks that great when I'm done with it. This looks like, I mean, they're really like right up next to each other, and you have the cool kind of almost undulating small, like kind of double, almost double layered. I don't know how to describe it. It's like double layered cables, but it's beautiful. This is, it is a project though. It's going to be, she says this is a light fingering weight, which is, yeah, that's a lot. So her suggested yarn is Gepard Garn Wild and Soft and Gepard Garn Kidsetta Tweed. So I think you could probably use just a light, like a fingering, single held fingering, and that would be fine. Maybe the cables would be a little less forgiving with that. I don't know. But yeah, let's see, how is this constructed? Worked seamlessly from the top down. Yeah, I don't know. Surprisingly, I really, really like this. I normally just scroll right past anything that's all cables of the same cable texture because I find it quite boring to knit and also not very fun. In that it's not kind of nice boredom the way all over stockinette is, where I can just zone out and just make tons of progress. I'm like fiddling with the cable needle, and then I get the stitch count wrong, and then I drop a stitch. I find cable knitting very annoying and not engaging. It's boring and annoying, which is the worst combination. But I feel like this maybe will cure me of that because it's really, really beautiful. Okay, now I've got some Suzanne Mueller love right here. So this crossed my feed last night, actually, the black version of this. And I'll post a picture. I don't know if you're really going to be able to see well, but I thought, oh, wow, this is something I would absolutely wear. It's the Jury sweater, Suzanne Mueller. And the black version, that sort of construction, the ribbing on it, really reminded me of those eye-wateringly expensive sweaters from Jenny Kane. It looks like one of those designs. So I love a nice tall, like not a turtleneck. I like a tall, wide collar, like a mock neck almost. I think they look really great on me. It's a nice wide mock neck. It's a half fisherman's rib, and it's knit top down in an Aran weight. So yay, we love an Aran weight. And this one I'm highly, highly tempted to cast on. I think I have a yarn that I bought in Holland that might work well for this. I'd need to see if I get gauge with it, but this is, I love this. I think it's so wearable, perfect dress up or down kind of pattern. I even love the black. I've never bought black yarn, but I love the black version of this. So maybe once I break my no-buy, that'll be something I do, but it's really nice. Okay, taking a little detour here into hats, because I've been gravitating towards hat patterns a lot, and I think it's because I actually don't have any hats for myself. So I have knit hats for pretty much everyone else in my life, both my parents, my in-laws, both my children, and I've knit, I think, one for myself, which was kind of an experiment almost. It was a very big, bulky one that I only wear on the very, very coldest days. And then I've knit a hood for myself. Oh God, I'm going to get the name wrong. The Harris hood, I think, the Cheryl Mokhtari one. And that's it. So here's some hats. This is the Carlo hat. Again, Suzanne Mueller, so we're showing her some love. I am loving her pattern writing, by the way. I'm making her Sophie sweater right now, and it is, again, I love a nice, clear, well-written pattern, something that, isn't too wordy, but does hold my hand and kind of checks in throughout the course of the pattern. So love that. And yeah, this is fun. I don't see hats like this very much. It's different. This is a bulky weight, so again, hopefully should be pretty quick. And I would love this. I think this is great for just walks. If you have we don't have dogs, sadly. If you have a dog walking in the early morning hours, or just for me, like hanging out at the park with the kids when it's really windy and I need something to cover my ears. Yeah, this is really cute and it's really different. So bulky weight should be hopefully a pretty quick project. Looks like the suggested needle is a 5mm US 8. So, if you concentrate, I feel like you can get this done in a couple days. It's lovely. And I'm a big fan of her writing style, so this is going on the list. More hats, very different. This is very simple, but I think I love it for that reason. This is the Cashmere Beanie by Gregoria Fibers. So the way I'm looking at this pattern is, number one, it's very wearable. I love that it's kind of tall. So, you know, it's not too sort of like tight on the head in terms of like up top, right? I love the height of it. I also love that this is, I think, going to be kind of a nice experimental knit for me. So this calls for yardage of 317 to 361 yards, and the suggested yarn is Cardiff Cashmere Classic. Now, I have been looking for an excuse to buy some of that yarn in a small quantity to make something with, because I don't have it in store. My local yarn store does not carry it. They carry the Sandnes Garn one instead, which I am making a sweater out of. But I don't want to buy a whole sweater quantity of Cardiff Cashmere and then for some reason not like it because I haven't been able to touch it. So I think the nice middle ground here is to maybe get a couple skeins of it, make something like a hat, see how it wears, see how it knits up, and then if I do like it, maybe incorporate it into larger garments in the future. So that's how I'm looking at this, but I think it's lovely. It's classic. It's just a rib knit beanie. It says plain knit rib and double folded brim for minimal look. So easy peasy. It looks like she suggests 3 skeins of the classic Cardiff Cashmere. So I think, you know, I think this would work really well for just a little experiment for me. I kind of just want to try it out without, you know, raising the stakes too much. So this is lovely. Okay, then the last hat here. So this is the double hat by Suvi Knits. And at the time I'm filming this, this is a free pattern on Ravelry. So if you like it, go check it out. Again, this is a DK weight pattern and it's double knit. So warm reversible double layer hat, that's what it says. Outer hat is worked first and the stitches for the inner hat are then picked up from the cast on round of the outer hat. Then the inner hat is worked in the opposite direction. So to me, this is a great stash buster. I would love to use this as a stash buster. I would probably, I think, lengthen the bit before the ribbing a little bit because it looks like it's very tight on her head. I don't tend to love things that like sit really tight on my head. So I would probably give that maybe another inch, but this is fun. And yeah, listen, who doesn't, personally, I have a lot of DK weight yarns that are just sort of rolling around in there, and I would love to stash bust and just make something very warm and cozy for those very, very cold winter days when you need a little extra warmth around your ears and your head. All right, now we're going back to garments. Mon M Knitting, she keeps coming out with bangers. So this is not yet released, so I'm putting up pictures from Instagram. This is the brioche trench coat. Still in testing. Look at how squishy this looks. I don't have any other details, but wow. I mean, it's gorgeous. I love everything by her. This one looks a little more accessible to somebody like me to kind of work it into my wardrobe than maybe some of the more sculptural, architectural looking stuff that she makes. But wow, this electric blue as well. That color it just gets me. It gets me every time. Looks like this is probably a February to March release if she's in testing right now. So I will keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on my Instagram. If I see things come through like pattern release updates, I do post them in my stories. So just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I mean, everything she does is great. She's just beautiful, really cool designer, very different stuff. So if you are an adventurous dresser, I highly recommend checking out her page. All right, something for the gentleman now. This is the Rillin by Rui Yamamuro, who is a Japanese designer. And again, Rui keeps on coming out with bangers. Everything they post on their page, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really love this. So this, I think, is written for men. I'm just judging by the sizing of this and also by the pictures, which is, I think, all gentleman models. But if you're like me and you're a little on the tall and broad side and you steal your husband's clothes every so often, or quite often in my case, I think this could totally work as an oversized garment for a woman too, just saying. So don't have to knit it for a man in your life, although if you did, what a gift this would be. I love the white version with the tall collar. The texture of this is, I mean, it's heavenly. It's just beautiful. So it's an air and weight, so that's nice. And it is, let's see, it's knit on, it's knit on a US 6 with an Aran. So this is going to be very, very squishy. That's a 4mm needle, but looks like a pretty typical construction. This is top down, drop shoulder, and nothing else here on construction, I don't think. But yeah, it's lovely. I love the white. The white is stunning. Do I want to knit this for a man or do I want to knit it for myself is the question. I'm a selfish knitter, so I always lean towards the latter, but bookmark this one. Not sure yet. All right, now a new to me designer. So this is the Mist Light sweater by Martine Jacobson. And I'm just going to say this, I don't think the pictures on the Ravelry page really do this justice. So I'm going to put a couple pictures up here from the Instagram that I saw. It's a light and airy texture, I think, which those are nice sort of throw on type garments, right? I love this. It's DK weight top down, and there's some really beautiful subtle details on this design. So I'll try, if I can find pictures of this, I'll show you. But there's on the cuffs, you've got, it's almost like cuffs and collars. It's got a double layer almost. So there's like the start of a cuff and then the cuff actually comes out of it. I don't even know how to describe this, but I'll post a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's lovely. So she is suggesting here, knit and note cashmere mohair, knit and note merino fingering. So yeah, you want a light yarn for this. I think you don't want this kind of pattern to get too dense because I feel like it could get, the drape is probably not what you're going to want, but it's really lovely. And again, something I feel like you could just throw on. I would wear this to work. I would wear this anywhere. I came, again, like I said, came across my feed and I thought, ooh, these little details are pretty. I love this. Okay, another new to me designer. So this is the All Fall Cardigan by Natalia Ledvanova. And this just looks so cozy. And I get what she's saying. It does feel a bit more fall, but I would wear this all winter. I am not a fan of a turtleneck, as you guys know, but I am making an exception here because I love the button, like the full-on tons of button look, and the fact that you can just have that hanging open at the top unless you're standing outside in a really brisk wind. So I think this is really, really cute. Worsted weight again, so hopefully this wouldn't take too long. Okay, and so this is the only bottom up piece I think that is in this collection that I'm putting up now. So yeah, bottom up in one piece. I don't love that. I feel like I'm going to have to get over not loving that because last month as well, I had, I think, 2 or 3 pieces that were bottom up and I loved both of them. I'm like, maybe I need to get over this hump. But anyway, it's bottom up. So that is what it is. And it's lovely. I would wear this all the time. Okay, another thing I would wear daily, and another new to me designer, this is the Mono Boxy Cardigan by Mono Knit Editions. For me, it's the collar on this one. I am a sucker for a squishy round collar. I mean, look, this same thing here, right? A squishy round collar. Oh, by the way, what I'm wearing, sorry, I forgot to say, this is my terracotta sweater by Lena Holmes-Samso or Lean It. So I love this kind of like warm round collar, and I think this has it in spades. And this is an Aran plus fingering held together. It's bulky weight, so I think really cozy and very versatile. And again, I'm seeing a lot of this type of look in places like Jenny Kane, White and Warren Cashmere, other retails like Banana Republic. I feel like I'm seeing this construction a lot. So I think it's a very in look right now. Not sure how I feel about making it very cropped. I'd probably lengthen this a little bit, but I like the boxy look of it too. So yeah, another new to me designer. Really loving this. Okay, last but not least, this is just whimsical and cute. This is the Onigiri pouch by Diana Nanda. I'm sorry, this is just, it's adorable. It's like, it is so cute. I don't really know what I would use this for. Maybe that's unfair. I'm sure I could put this in my purse and, have some little knickknacks or whatever in there, but this is adorable. I love onigiri. This is a stash busting exercise for sure, but it's so cute. It's so cute. I think this would also make a good gift for kids. Kids love stuff like this. Like my son loves little pouches and containers and stuff. So really cute gift for a kid, but this is what I'm rounding the year out on. It's adorable. It's adorable and I love it. And hopefully you guys love this roundup. So that is it for this year. I am going to log off now and start editing this video. But just a little word on what I'm hopefully doing for January. January feels like a very long month, so I feel like hopefully I'll get a lot of filming done. But what I want to do is obviously my 2025 roundup, so I'll go through everything that I made in 2025 and my now updated thoughts on those patterns. I want to talk about goals for 2026, so not necessarily what I want to make specifically, but things I want to achieve. I think I did a video like that early this year as well. So that would be great. I'll have my usual podcast video. I will have my January roundup. So it's going to be a lot of fun stuff, I hope. So that's it for 2025, guys. Thank you so much for watching this year. I really appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate all the people who take time not just to watch, but also to put in comments and insightful ideas and tips. So thank you all. Wishing you a very, very happy New Year's Eve and a wonderful start to 2026. And I will catch you in the new year. Bye for now.